All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Who's Right podcast. Right before the season, we already know that the game one has been postponed to Friday. So instead of doing the video tomorrow like we were planning to, we're gonna do it today and gotta give you a little format on what we have planned for the year. But remember, guys, like, subscribe, let us know what you think in the comments. And before we get started, Victor, how you doing?
Doing great, man. Yeah, we're ready to go. Season's coming up in just a couple of days, or will be tomorrow when you guys are listening to this. And I'm so excited because we got Mets baseball. We've been talking about it all season, all off season, and it's finally here, and we get to actually watch some baseball. And so, yeah, we'll have some fun this season on the podcast, and excited to talk baseball all season long.
Excellent. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So this video will probably be pretty quick because we're just gonna let you know what we have planned for the year. So obviously, we're called the Who's Right podcast, and guess what? We're gonna have 5 questions that we're gonna answer after every series. So what those questions are? We're gonna review and see who were the standout stars of the previous series, any concerns we had with playing time, management, whatever. Third question, um, who was right? Right? Who got the right stars playing right? Who picked them right? Me, Victor, you guys, because you guys get to participate in the comments, right? And then the fourth question, we're just gonna move on to the next series. We're gonna talk about preview the next series and what we think who's going to stand out. Right, that's the whole point of the podcast right here. And it wouldn't be a Mets podcast without talking our last question without figuring out who might be that Mets killer on the other side. So Victor, let me know what you think.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for this format. We have some good banter here and forth that the fans haven't been able to see, and some of you guys haven't been able to see. You've seen it a little bit here and there, but uh, we we disagree a lot, and so we're gonna be getting into it. Maybe getting into some heated discussion here and there, but at the end of the day, we're Mets fans, and this is what we do. We like to talk about Mets, different aspects of the game, and different things that make up our team. But I'm excited to talk about it, and like Franklin said, we'd love to hear your thoughts too. So it's not just us talking and giving our opinions. We want to hear what your opinions are as well, because it might be different from the both of us, but we might have to throw a little poll in the chat to see which of us has the better, the most more popular opinion.
Yeah, that'll be like the changing tides, right? We're all Mets fans, so we know that we go from series to series. We're probably the only fan base that even when the Mets are losing, we're still watching to the bitter end. But because we're diehards, we love our Mets baseball. So I'm really excited. I'm a little disappointed that opening day is not tomorrow. Was all ready to get started this year. But you know what? One more day. No biggie. Um, big biggie because we wanted to see it. But yeah, no, it's all good. I know a couple teams already called it. Where it's not just the Mets. I know the Braves, Phillies got postponed as well. But I'm truly excited for the season. So there's not much to say. We're not going to do any of the other stuff like predict the home runs or anything like that, or predict division winners. We already know top two teams in the NL are the Dodgers and the Braves. And the Phillies are up there. So all the other teams, and Arizona just got better with the signing of Monty. You know, so we already know who the big time contenders are. But we're going to be fighting for one of those slots. Don't get it
Yeah.
twisted.
Now, if you want to hear our bold predictions, the Mets are going 162-0. They're winning the division. They're winning the National League, and they're winning the World Series this year. Pete's going to hit 60 home runs. Lindor is going to win MVP this year and the Platinum Glove. And uh, Alvarez and Nimmo are going to make the All-Star team for the first time. So those are our bold predictions. I'll let you guys chill on that. And
no Sal Licata comments on the show. Come on now. But let's dive into our first question. Right, we're gonna keep it short and sweet for this episode. So we're gonna dive into question 4 because we don't have a previous series to kind of break down. We could break down spring training, but we've done that enough already. So question 4 is, let's preview the next series, right? So we got Quintana versus Peralta in the first game, right? Hall and Severino in the second game, and in the third game we got Ria, I think is how you say it, and McGill slated because they pushed Mania back because of Milwaukee loves to hit lefties, so we kind of wanted to split up that lefty kind of rotation up because Milwaukee likes to hit lefties. But yeah, I think there's going to be a solid. Peralta's a big time pitcher, so we're going to have our hands full in that game 1. But I think Quintana can hold his own. So and Sevi, really excited for Sevi this year. I think he's going to surprise some people, bring that Sevi magic back, and McGill. Hopefully he's got that American sport going, and we'll see what's going out there. But my breakout star, I think who's going to lead the way. I think Alvarez is going to lead the way. I think he's just going to start out hot, right off the gate, and he's going to lead us into a big series win against Milwaukee. Who's your guy?
It's going to be interesting this series just because it's a fresh new series. People are going to be trying to get their feet wet. Alvarez, obviously, one of those guys that has been in the major leagues before. I think this year he's going to have something to prove, so I can see that happening where he does do something crazy this series. But it's going to be. I think we're really going to have to see something out of Brandon Nimmo this series. I think he's going to be my star for this series, just because he's going to have to get the ball rolling for the Mets. He's batting leadoff this year. We already know that, and he's going to have to push the momentum for the Mets this year. And if not, then I don't know. I feel like Mendoza might be one of those managers that will switch it up if that's the case. So I think this is really important for Brandon Nimmo to shine out this series, to show his eye at the plate, to show some power, to hit some home runs and some doubles, but also to shine out with the glove, because all these pitchers that we're putting out there are going to get hit. Like that, at the end of the day, they're not strikeout hitters. Severino's a bit of a strikeout pitcher, but most of these guys are going to get hit. And with our outfield out there, I feel confident with Bader in center field, Nimmo shining in left, and Marte in third. I mean in right field. But at the end of the day, it's going to come down to Brandon Nimmo's bat to lead us the way.
All right, guys. Well, there you have it. I would love to hear from you guys. Who do you think is the breakout star for this series? Who's going to get the momentum going for the Mets? On this opening weekend. Let us know. Give me your comments Leave your comments and let us know what you think. Do you agree with us? Do you agree with me? Do you agree with Victor? Let me know what you think, and let us know. And again, we wouldn't be a Mets pod without talking about any potential Mets killer, right? So I'm gonna let you get started with this one.
Yeah. I'm looking at Milwaukee's lineup right now, and even their rotation, and I don't know how they're predicted to win the division this year, if they are, or even be contenders, because they're looking pretty sparse, man. Like they have really nobody um, batting from 5 to 9. Well, that's not true. They have their star prospect Jackson Churio batting seventh, who has never played a game in the major league, so it'll be interesting to see him get his start. But I'm gonna steal your pick because I already know who you're going to say as the Mets killer, and I'm gonna go with William Contreras being the Mets killer for this series. Just seeing his time in Atlanta, I think he's really broken out of his shell since then, and I think once a Mets hater, always a Mets hater, and I think he's going to be a Mets hater, and it might his breakout season from last year might continue on this year, and so I think it's going to be a tough out. I think at I think he's batting at the 2 hole, which is surprising to me, and it'll be tough. It'll be a tough out every time he's out there.
Yeah, no doubt. They got a couple hitters, right? William Contreras is definitely one of those guys. I had him on my fantasy team, so I know how well he did last year. So I had him last year, and he did awesome for me. And Willie Adames had a hot spring. I know spring numbers don't count, but Willie Adames had a hot spring, and all the trade talk about him going to the Dodgers and all that stuff. He didn't care. He's just putting up the numbers and just hitting the ball. And I think he'll do some damage, but it would be just like the Mets. You thought you were going to steal my guy. You thought you were going to steal my guy, but it'd be just like the Mets to let somebody they've never seen before, even though he's a top prospect, be the guy who steals the show, right? That's Jackson Cheerios. He's a guy that we don't have a lot of book on, and just like no name pitchers have done well against us. The first time around that we see him, I think the same goes with guys that we haven't seen before on the plate. So I'm gonna go with Jackson Cheerios as that guy that might hurt us a little bit. Hopefully he doesn't hurt us to the point that we lose any games, because he'll be the only guy hitting for them. But that's my guy that I think that we need to watch out for on the other side, just because we've never seen him before.
I don't know. I don't know if that's a great pick, man, because even though it's no names that tend to do well against the Mets, this guy is someone that's been hyped up for a while, and um, it would be just like the Mets to 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 kind of kill somebody that has a big name and make them look like nobodies, and maybe start to make Milwaukee doubt the money that they gave him. And so I don't. And he's batting, I think seventh in their lineup projectedly. So he's not even going to get as many at bats as we hope, because he's batting that far down in the lineup. And so I think he's playing what, center field or something like that. So maybe that's the place that he kills us, stealing a home run or two. But I don't see his bat doing anything.
Oh no, Jackson's not a very good glove, so I think he's projected to be at DH mostly, but I think he's going to play a corner outfielder. Because he's not much of a glove. He's a bat first guy, but you never know. Again, guys, what do you think? Let us know how you feel. Give us your comments. Who's right? Me?
You know, what's funny is that they have Gary Sanchez predicted to be their DH this year, and Gary Sanchez is someone that the Mets are familiar with. from his time that he played with us, but also at the Yankees organization. Then went over to the Padres. So I think he's going to try to play outfield, but yeah, like you said, let's see what everyone else thinks. Who's going to be the Mets killer this year? This series.
Yeah, no, for sure. So let us know what you think. Give your comments. One final note. We did forget to mention DJ Stewart did make um the 40 the 25 the 26 man roster. So he's up with the big club. I guess they didn't find anybody or nobody that they were looking for got cut. So DJ will be here until JD is ready to go. So DJ for JD. So we'll see JD in 10 days. But for now, DJ Stewart will be on the roster. I don't foresee him getting a lot of playing time. Because I do think um, in the early season, the outfielders that would probably get a lot of play would be Tyrone Taylor, mainly coming off the bench and subbing in if need be for a couple guys in the next 10 days.
Yeah, I'd love to see Zach Short get some at bats too, just because he's if he gets that opening day start, that would mean so much more to him too. But I know that's not about the fields or anything like that. But honestly, it doesn't matter who you put out there at DH right now because they're not going to measure up to who could have been the Mets DH on opening day. Mark Vientos, and I'm playing. I'm over that, but um, it was cool to see Mendy talk about JDM in this press conference just yesterday, talking about how he's going to be the cleanup hitter. And so whoever's batting DH right now is just holding that spot for him. It's going to be interesting, though, to see how he constructs the lineup for these first 10 days that JDM's not going to be there. Because I wonder if he'll keep it the same way as he would have with JDM JDM being there, so that guys get comfortable with their spots in the lineup, or if he switches it up based on matchups and stuff like that. But it doesn't matter as far as right now goes because whoever you put out there is not going to measure up on who should have been out there.
Yeah, no, for sure. That would be interesting to see. I assume that everybody's just gonna go down a slot from 4, right? So everybody's gonna be moved up a slot except for maybe the last 2 guys, like a Beatty and a Bader, will still be 8 and 9. But everybody else would be moved up a slot until JDM is in the lineup. But who knows? But that would be my prediction, right? But who knows? We'll see. I hope he does mess around with it a little bit. Obviously, the first 3 are locks. Nimmo, Lindor, and Pete are locks. Those are the guys that we're going to see at the top. But I wouldn't mind seeing him shake it up and see what sticks in the early few games. But like I said before, we're going to keep it short. So I think we're going to end it right there. And, guys know the format going forward. And, I'm looking forward to opening day. But before we get out of here, Victor, any last words?
No, let's crush these Brewers, man. And I think this is like the first test for the Mets to really prove that they're better than a below 500 team with beating a mediocre Brewers team. And so if we can go out and get the job done, then we're gonna make a lot of noise this year.
Absolutely. So, guys, excited for opening day tomorrow, and let's go Mets.
Let's go Mets.